County, like in Southern Stone.
Highway 13, Kimberling to Branson West.
Yeah.
That was an update about 10 minutes ago, so I don't know which direction they were heading from then. Let's go back to Parker Shock because now it actually wants to work. This is Parker Pageant, and he is going to take BB back to 13. He says no rain yet. He's also wondering, is there a place that he wants us to try to go to? And
So
I think the area for him is he's either got to go north to track the storm.
I think what he does is he kind of if he's near Bolivar right now, I mean, he could probably hang out and see what the storm near Lockwood does as it tracks northeast. That's what I would do. I mean, I would just sit there and kind of wait, and then he's on the southeast side of it, so he should be able to get a good view of it.
Yeah. My radar mega is not updating. We got two different ones. Hold on. We're going to keep yours up, Jamie, because mine has not updated. We're taking yours. Yours is right. But you got a good radar. I do not have your radar is working. My radar is frozen for about the last 15 minutes, and I need to have active radar information.
Carthage right now, right?
Yeah, no. For mine, it's like, hey, there's a big old storm over in Carthage. And I'm like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get the stuff update.
We were seeing quite a bit of lightning from Parker a few minutes ago. I'm not sure what direction he's going right now. He's back on 13.
Well, you said he's on 13 BB Highway. I'm not sure where BB is in relation to 13 in that vicinity. But if he's like up near like Humansville but he said no rain, right?
No rain.
Yeah.
So he's probably further south. I would guess he's probably closer to the Bolivar area right now.
Jamie, I fixed the problem. The problem was I didn't click the radar button for the radar. So I got it fixed.
You know what? It's like, hey, what did we learn earlier? You restart the program.
Yeah, you turn it on, turn it off back.
Wow.
And that's the way to fix it. For the people watching on Facebook, we got a team. We're working on it. I'm not working on it. Jamie's not working on it. Mike's not working on it. We got a team of people
Wish I could.
outside of this office that are working on it for us. So we're going to try to get that fixed, especially before Wave 2 comes in. I know in Springfield it's quiet right now. Once we get later, these storms are really going to start to pick up. That's when people are really going to be tuning into the live stream and see just how bad things are.
And you can see southwest of Miami, Oklahoma. I mean, we do have, I won't say it's new, but it's a relatively new tornado warning there for areas northeast of Claremore with that one storm. I mean, that storm has been dropping tornadoes at times along, its history here over the last couple of hours. I mean, I think that goes back to even before 5 o'clock. And then further southwest, you've got this other storm that's kind of like a lone wolf, maybe a little bit more concerning to me. I'd watch that thing here southwest of Tulsa. And all of this is eventually got to make its way through southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. So there's really no way around this. I mean, we're going to have to deal with some severe weather this evening and overnight tonight.
Yeah, and this is what I was trying to say earlier, because I know some people, it's like with the snow, Jamie, let's go back to that, is when we said, hey, we're going to get about half a foot of snow, and then people wake up that morning and they go,
oh, no snow. Yeah.
I see 7 snowflakes. Where's my half a foot of snow? And it's
Got
like,
a lot of emails that morning.
Guys,
Yeah.
be patient. So what we're expecting right now is this is still going with our forecast. We said the stuff this evening is going to be a little bit discreet, a little bit scattered in nature. The second wave is going to be more widespread. We think the second wave, more people will see it, less people will have higher impacts from it. So if there's going to be anything bad, it would be in this first wave. That's what we're continuing to try to keep an eye on. So the second wave forecast is looking good. I'd say if there's any change, it looks to be going slower, evolving slower than what we were expecting. So that is a change from, I mean, you're the one that's been forecasting for the last week.
I feel like we're I mean, there was a range going into today as far as the speed of when the stuff would arrive or how late it would arrive. And, the range was anywhere from like late afternoon, 5 o'clock, all the way till late evening.
Yeah.
So, I mean, storms are already into southwest Missouri, and we're sitting at a little after 7 o'clock. So kind of splitting the difference on that. And oftentimes that's the right way to go with regard to model guidance. So
Victoria is... she's been messaging throughout. I think, folks, let me know. I think we got the buffering fixed. If it's not, message. We'll continue to work on it. I think we got it fixed. I hope we did. But if we didn't, Continue to let me know. If only one person says it, then maybe you guys got dial-up internet and it's your fault. But I think
Can you still
we should
do
gotta
dial-up?
fix-
You can't do dial-up anymore, can you? Can't do that. That's
I
not
bet
a-
there's somebody that
that's not
still
a
has
thing
it out
anymore.
there.
I can't. It's not a thing.
Who misses that sound of the connecting? when
Ding
you-
dong.
Good old days there.
Yeah,
This is the problem with me and Jamie in a room. We get distracted so easily because now I want to talk about,
we're good for now.
oh my gosh. But where was I? Victoria. I'm not losing sight of it. Victoria commented. She said, "I'm seeing lightning here in Aurora, assuming it's from the storm that moved out of Joplin. And you are either looking at this guy to the north of you, or you're looking at what's over in Oklahoma. I don't know which direction you're
Yeah.
looking,
Yeah,
but
my
it
guess
is very
is-
quiet for you."
Yeah, my guess is, I mean, if she's seeing like big lightning strikes, it's probably that storm north of Mount Vernon. But if she's seeing like just lights in the distance, that's probably looking west. That big cluster of thunderstorms
Yeah.
in southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma.
Let's start answering some questions because right now it is quiet. We're waiting
Yeah.
for that next wave to kind of move on in, and I think this is a great opportunity to answer some questions. Let me push these bars out of here, and we'll just do a big old round of questions, Jamie. Let's do that, okay?
Okay.
So we got Miss Winters asking about only lightning right now in Mount Vernon. The heavy stuff is supposed to be around 9:30 to 10. How do you feel about Mount Vernon 9:30, 10? I would say if
feel like
anything, I would take
I
the
feel
later.
I feel like 10 o'clock ish. It feels pretty good about 10 o'clock for that area for those storms to the southwest in Oklahoma.
All right, let's get another one. Seems like here in Springfield, we'll be at the edge of severe storms. Jimmy Rainbow. What a incredible name for a meteorologist. What an incredible name.
Do you do weather?
Jimmy Rainbow. I need to change my last name to that. Hey, it's Matt Rainbow. Rick Rainbow here.
Rick Rainbolt.
What we were looking is we think 65 roughly. Take Highway 65 along 65. If you're to the west of it, that's the area I'm a little bit more concerned about. To the east of it, you still are going to get rain. You're still going to get lightning. You're still going to get thunder. You're still going to get fast winds. Maybe a tornado. But Springfield's really on that fence post of we'll see if it starts dying by it comes our way or not. Oh, man, a lot of audio is clear. Slight crackling. Okay, that's probably my
I'm gonna
voice. I've been
say-
talking for a while.
Man, I would say that here in Springfield, I think that I won't say that we're on the eastern edge. I mean, I think that Springfield, we're definitely, I mean, if we had to say, hey, we're within range of having some severe weather, including maybe a stronger tornado, we're definitely in that zone. Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas. If I was to kind of like lessen that risk, it would be for folks east of Highway 63. East of Highway 63. So,
I'm trying to pick through these comments. Oh, no, I clicked the wrong one. You guys are chatting so fast. I clicked the wrong one again. Here we go. Amanda, I am terrified. I didn't used to be. Now I put helmets on my kids. I do want to stress because, Mike, we were talking about this earlier. The governor issued a state of emergency for this system, and we both thought that was
Interesting. We'll leave it at that.
interesting, atypical, because
Yeah.
me and Jamie have been looking at this, and this just screams like an opportunity for spring weather where you
Yeah.
could get a tornado. This does not sound like an outbreak. This does
Doesn't-
not
yeah,
sound like a Joplin tornado. This
No.
does not sound like something that's going to level a town. This is not one of these really bad weather events. Guys, it is springtime. We are mixing warm air and cold air. We have some moisture. That means we could have a thunderstorm. We could have a tornado.
Yeah.
This is not something that we're screaming, get the kids, and oh my gosh, get the helmets
Yeah.
on. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Well,
and-
let's set expectations for that.
Yeah.
We're not expecting anything at that level, especially right now with what we're seeing on radar.
Well,
Yeah.
people had that concern when they had that proclamation come out, because usually that's something we see maybe ahead of a blizzard or an ice storm is when I've
Yeah.
seen it. I personally never seen it ahead of a thunderstorm day.
unless
but,
you were, I think you would do that like if you were you were expecting, as Matt said, an outbreak, where you were expecting multiple tornadoes.
Could see that,
Some
yeah.
of them could be very strong. I don't think that that's what we've got tonight. Now you get a tornado in the wrong spot,
Right.
It can do
Well,
quite
sure.
a bit of damage, even if it's not like one of the bigger tornadoes.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't want to lessen people's awareness or resolve to stay aware and to stay safe overnight tonight.
Yeah.
But we do want to, as Matt said, try to set expectations that are reasonable.
So
And
why
I
do they
think-
put us in a emergency status? I think a big reason is it's the first one really of the year. I think that's a reason. It's also
Yeah.
coming in Tornado Preparedness Week, and they're like, hey guys, it's spring. This is something we got to watch out for.
Well, and then obviously last night we were talking about in Oklahoma and Kansas, they had some pretty bad stuff. So maybe people were just on edge, maybe wanting to be ready.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of questions after that came
And
out
this
earlier.
is also on the heels of a very bad severe weather season, which
true,
included
yeah.
the second most tornadoes recorded in the state of Missouri
Wow.
last spring.
Yeah.
So there may
sense.
be some hangover from that as well.
Let me show this. I'm trying to show your comments as much as I can on screen. Let me do that right now. A lot of people asking about the watches. Let me see. Hannah asking about the watches. Who else was asking about the watches? We had that earlier. Kelly, you're asking about the watches. Kelly Smith was asking about the watches. Taney County not in the watch right now. Northern Arkansas not in the watch right now. If you're in Benton, Arkansas, I would argue you probably should be in it. If you're in Washington,
Yeah. Yeah, we've had some folks
probably
down in
should be in
Branson
it.
asking, well, what is it looking like down there? Obviously nothing right now, but wondering. But yeah, right now Taney County is not even in that. Stone is, but not Taney.
I do want to say the National Weather Service is very good at this. They don't like to just put people on a tornado watch and then go,
Too early.
oh, we got to take that back.
And
If
they also don't want to do it too early.
Yeah.
And then people are like, we're 2 hours into a tornado watch and nothing's happened, and then
Yeah.
they lose their awareness.
so it
So they
is-
do play people's expectations.
I want to set this up. Let's also set expectations. If you're watching from Texas County, Howell County, Oregon County, or Ozark County, the counties that aren't in these red polygons, you still have a chance to be in the tornado watch for tonight. The National Weather Service likes to do it a little at the time. They only like to do it a couple hours beforehand because they want to make sure that they're getting the message consistent. So I almost expect this to grow. And this watch, the one in Greene County, the one for most people into the Ozarks lasts, I believe, until 1 a.m. So this is a very long watch. It's a very long system. It's going to be dragged out. I think here in Springfield, it's what we're looking before midnight, Jamie. Maybe just
get
slightly
storms in
before
here?
midnight or
Yeah.
the midnight hours. Still
Yeah,
that
I mean,
good benchmark.
Yeah, we should have storms in Springfield before midnight tonight. I was just kind of looking at something. I don't see any mesos for our area out of the Storm Prediction Center. Like talking about like an imminent new watch. But like you said, I mean, those storms aren't too far away from Northwest Arkansas, so I didn't see anything out of the Little Rock office. I haven't looked at Tulsa's office to see what they're doing, but maybe I can do that.
A couple people complaining about the audio sounds, like it's the sound is fuzzy.
Oh.
I don't know if that's on my end. Let's
And
see.
fuzzy, not in a good way, it sounds like.
For the people complaining about audio, is it everyone's fuzzy? Am I fuzzy? Is Jamie fuzzy? If you can help me with that, we can start to pinpoint it a little bit better. Someone's asking, hey, Jamie, what does meso mean?
They looking at like a Facebook post that I had?
No, no.
What I just said.
You just
So
said it.
mesoscale discussion is so what before a watch is issued. Oftentimes, the Storm Prediction Center will issue a discussion about where they're at in terms of issuing a watch and what kind of watch, and then the expectations if a watch is issued. So, yeah, meso is just in regard to a Storm Prediction Center is looking at a certain area, and they're kind of giving us some ideas to whether or not they're going to go with a watch in that area. And I don't see anything out of the Tulsa office right now as far as like an extension of that watch into Northwest Arkansas. But I got to believe that watches at some point are going to get issued for Northern Arkansas and more of Missouri. I think it's just a matter of time.
We're all fuzzy. Everyone is fuzzy.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. I'm going to message our engineers. Oh, no.
And is it on all platforms or just one or the other?
Well,
What are
one
they
person
saying?
said, it's like, hey, it's you, Matt. And I'm like, sweet, I can fix that problem. They're like, it's everyone. I'm like, oh, no, I can't
man.
fix that problem. All right, let me message our engineers. Fuzzy Mike, guys, thanks for telling us. This is the first time that we've done this, and we want to do this more. Our goal is to give you guys tornado coverage before, during, and after. We don't want it to be the only time you guys get coverage is when we interrupt the Family Feud or when we interrupt Wheel of Fortune. You get mad at us. Because a lot of times that's too late.
Survivor on tonight. I've gotten burned on Survivor.
Yeah,
That's not.
you don't want to do that.
No.
And
you know what's coming on? March Madness.
Oh,
Here we
yeah.
go.
Yeah. Always coincides with the time we need to break in the most, it seems like.
It's like, folks, at some point, and I know people get frustrated with us when we cut in and they're watching a program or they're watching some sort of sporting event. And it's like, we don't want to do that to people. It's just, this is our job. This is what, this is our mandate. This is the one thing that we are supposed to do as a television station is to provide information that hopefully protects the public, whether that's weather information or news information.
Guys, I'm going to put you on screen. I'm going to, hearing from our digital guy, Jake, I'm going to let you guys try to talk for a second when I try some things to fix this audio. Guys, I'm working on it for you. I promise. Trying to do what I can to make it better.
Jamie, I know we've been watching most of this stuff kind of breaking up to the south of I-44, but it seems like there's some stuff that we're starting to see right now. Some of our reporters are wondering down there about Berry County toward Cassville. What are we seeing down there with that stuff from Arkansas? What are you thinking right now?
I mean, in Berry County, outside I see one lone shower west of Purdy. I don't see too much in and around Berry County. Really, in our area, we've got a few different clusters. One is there's still a severe warning storm that's tracking across Dade County.
I see that
The
one.
core of that is north of Lockwood, west-northwest of Greenville. And it's tracking northeast at about 40 miles per hour. Now, it's going to track across Highway 39 over the next, I'd say, about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Still severe warning, still producing heavy rain, probably quite a bit of lightning, and maybe some hail. It still appears that there's at least a little bit. I'm going to our quad view on this radar image that I have. Still appears that there's a little bit of a hail core with it north of Lockwood. So we may still be getting some hailstones out of it up to quarter size. That hail core is still northwest of the Lockwood area. It's not going to cut across Lockwood, so I don't expect too much in the way of hail in Lockwood itself. Latest scan coming in, still southwest of Arcola. But that storm is heading in the general direction of Arcola. So if we're going to see some hail out of it, I would think maybe along Highway 39 up toward the Arcola area in the next 20 minutes, over the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that's been good, we've been watching, that big cluster that started over, downstream, and we had that tower cam video starting out all the way across Carthage. I'm sitting here looking at all the emergency management pages, our sister station in Joplin, and I'm not really seeing anything of any kind of damage. We've seen that hailstone. That's the most I've seen out of anything out of that. So that's definitely a good thing. A lot of folks seeing lightning tonight, but
I mean, in our area, that's the only severe thunderstorm.
Yeah.
There are some severe storms, or at least severe warned storms, that are approaching I-49 west of Clinton, so west of Henry County, west of St. Clair County. Those storms are tracking northeast, so I think that those are going to be heading in the general direction of Harrisonville, Warrensburg, kind of just northwest of where our television viewers are.
Kind of cutting off there.
South of that, rain, some heavy, some lightning. I don't see anything severe. And then down into northeast Oklahoma, it's also gotten a lot messier. Still a tornado warned storm to the west-southwest of Veneta, and also south of Sapulpa to the south-southwest of Tulsa. We've still got a tornado warned storm. And I think, out of that cluster in northeast Oklahoma, the one up near Veneta, that one has produced. That one has produced tornadoes over its history, but it's also kind of surrounded now by, it's embedded now within an area of rain. So chances are it's going to start weakening some. It's probably its inflow feed is starting to get cut off by showers that are developing further south. But that storm to the southwest of Tulsa, that storm's more on its own. And it's going to be the storms that are on the southwest flanks of these maybe lines of storms that we see later tonight that maybe have the better chance of producing some severe weather.
Yeah, we've been watching those tornado warned storms up in Oklahoma for a long time, Matt, seeing those just kind of make their way across.
Yeah, I'm fighting the crackling sound. Oh, we got someone saying it's not crackling.
Oh,
did we get rid of the crackle?
That's positive.
Is the crackle killed? Let me know. Did we kill the crackle, or is the crackle still alive? I think I got one person saying it's not.
Is this like turning into a case of
crackling
flu?
is gone? Oh, I just got a
done
message
it?
from our engineer Josh Fowler. I love him. He did this from home. the man is at home and he goes, "Oh, we have complaints of crackling on the audio. I'm going to fix that right now."
That shall not stand.
Oh my gosh, Josh Fowler is the best
our
guy
hero
in the
tonight.
world.
Yeah.
The crackling is gone. Sound much better. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Glad to hear that.
You guys were probably doing in-depth tornado analysis. The only thing I was
we
thinking
were-
about for the
we
last
were-
10
we were-
minutes was
we
an
were-
audio crackle
We were
sound.
just talking
about
out. We were just talking it out about like where the severe weather is right
Better.
now.
Yes. I appreciate you guys for sticking through because I don't know if I would. I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, is Jamie sounding like a robot? Get me out of here."
I do
all right.
make that bebop boop noise sometimes,
For everyone that just stuck around with the crackling, we'll try to answer some more questions.
Gina
I
says
think,
it's clear.
Jamie, you're not seeing anything tornadic at this time. I
No.
tend to agree. Let's very quickly, let me answer. Let me do a quick forecast with Jamie, a real quick of what we're seeing at this time, and then you guys can ask questions after the forecast, and we'll start going into it. Let me try to get some of the common questions out of the way. Let's go into the radar. Let's kind of give a good old look on this. So what we're seeing right now is it's still very quiet for places that are
Go ahead and animate that radar just so folks can see how this is progressing over the last
Brenda,
hour.
I'm showing the radar for you. We're doing it right now. We can see how this is progressing. Most of this system is moving in the northeast direction. Can you see that on that loop, guys? Well, let me make my pointer a little bit bigger.
There we go.
It is moving to the northeast. That is where most of this is naturally wanting to go. It will eventually. This is wave one. Jamie, you're talking about the two waves. You had wave one moving off into the northeast. Then you have wave two where all this activity kind of slams in and moves back to the southeast. So we're relatively quiet in our area right now. The only severe thunderstorm warning is about to get into Polk County. This was in Carthage earlier. What is that, Dade County?
Dade
We're looking
County,
at Dade
yep.
County. So that's the only warning at this time. And this is going to really be a precursor to the stronger thunderstorms, the more widespread thunderstorms that are off into Kansas and Oklahoma. Look at all this consistent rain that's moving in Kansas, Oklahoma, the I-49 corridor. I'm scribbling it all in so you know what I'm talking about. All of this will head our way. So we still have that opportunity for another wave. That's what we're expecting. Now you guys can bombard us with questions. But let's see. Michaela saying confirmed tornado in Beggs, Oklahoma. That's something as a meteorologist I really want to look, but I haven't been able to do. I've just been busy with this.
So we can, if we want, we can kind of take a look down there. I mean, there have been several
Here, let me take your.
tornado reports.
We're gonna take your feed, Jamie.
in and around the Tulsa area. I'm sorry. I went into full screen mode on this thing.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to figure out how to get out of full screen mode. But anyway, so looking at this radar image right now, you can see that we've got these little red triangles, and I'll go ahead and kind of circle that out. Red triangle right there, one right there, one right here, another one right there, and another one right there. Those are all tornado reports, not from the same storm. So there have already been quite a few reported tornadoes with this activity back in northeast Oklahoma. But where do we go from there? I mean, right now it looks like this is getting kind of messy. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to have this big blob of thunderstorm activity gradually make its way into southwest Missouri. And there may be some additional development further south, maybe near Fort Smith, west of Fort Smith, and all that kind of moves across the area. And it's going to be kind of messy. And I think what we're going to have to look for is we're going to have to be kind of like zooming in on some of these individual cells that are embedded that may start rotating and may produce risk of tornadoes as they move into the area. This doesn't look now like it's going to be a situation where we have an isolated supercell storm that's easily trackable. This is going to be a bit more messy, I think, this evening.
I do want to kind of end question time for a second. I got video of hail, and I want to show that off. This is from the fire department out in Carthage. So that has really started to change. It's quieted down. Carthage, things have moved out. The worst of it has kind of pushed out of the area. As soon as
And
I
that
can
one
find
storm that one storm that was going into Polk County, it's no longer severe warned.
Oh,
okay.
So we don't have any warnings in our area right now.
This was hail video in Carthage, sent to us by the Carthage Fire Department. You can kind of see some of it cluttered into the grass, and that was about maybe marble-sized hail. So that is what moved into Carthage earlier. We had concerns with maybe this becomes tornadic, maybe this becomes it was trying to develop into a tornado. We saw it trying to tighten. We heard reports of a wall cloud. We heard it trying to get there.
Matt, do you want to pull up a couple of those pictures? I mean,
yeah.
Back when this storm was showing some weak low-level rotation, it looked like there was a wall cloud for a time, and I think there was one feature that I think was probably a tail cloud that I think folks were looking at and thinking, "Oh, this thing's starting to produce a funnel."
Looks scary, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it looks like a stinger. I mean, but it's the way it's oriented. It's not vertical. It was horizontal.
This was over in Carthage. So the comment section is devolving. We're talking about storms, and people are wanting to have a pizza party over here. So that's how you know things are quiet when people are like, "Hey, pizza party," and then someone goes, "What type of pizza are we talking about?"
Hey, wait, Matt. You know what's funny about that is so our news director just popped in and he showed us. He's like pizza in the conference room.
No way.
So we're having a pizza.
No way. We are having a pizza party.
Everybody's on the same page here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so tempted to get a slice of pizza and run back in and be like, "Look, guys, we're having a pizza party with you."
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Domino's. Not sponsored. Not sponsored. We're taking that down. Free promotion. Free promotion. Pay us if you want to be sponsored up here. At Ozarks First, you got to pay us money to have your name shown off. We're taking that down.
We love all pizza here. Yeah, so.
Yeah, Mindy also saying, "Hey, I just got done eating some pizza."
It is Friday night. I mean, that's kind of a go-to.
All right, focus in. Focus. Got to get Jamie focused. Always hard when we get into this space and we're like, "All right, just talk about anything you want." Is the air unstable enough to allow the storms to ramp up in the Ozarks?
The air is, yes, the instability is there. This isn't one of those where I'm like, man, there's just gobs of instability, but the instability is there, and the wind energy is there. It's not the most potent combination that we've seen, and that's why I don't think that this is going to be a tornado outbreak, but the severe weather ingredients are definitely better than what we had back on Wednesday night. So I do expect more in the way of severe weather. I think it's probably going to be mostly hail reports, but I also think that we are going to get a few tornado warnings out of this.
I'm just saying, our sales team, there's some opportunities, right?
Yeah.
There's some opportunities for a sponsorship. This tornado is brought to you by...
Fill in your sponsor.
Fill in your sponsor. But let's see. Whitney, I appreciate your comment. You're saying, "Hey, I'm just now seeing lightning." Guys, tell me
location.
Location's important, but also once we get throughout tonight, I want to show you guys' comments off. You're saying, "Hey, I'm in this place and I'm seeing this," and I want to go back to what happened in Carthage, where they had that severe thunderstorm warning, where we were looking to be like, "Is this going to be a tornado?" We had Amy that watched the stream, and she told us when rain was starting. She told us when the wind was picking up, when the hail was happening, and then when it moved out. And it was awesome because we were seeing stuff on radar, Mike, and she goes, "This is what's going on. Exactly. This is what's going on. This is what's going on."
Nice to have eyes there on the ground. I know Parker right here, he is near Bolivar, west of Bolivar, heading toward one of those little clusters there. He's saying he's seeing some lightning now, so it's picking back up out there.
Let me show off Parker. His shot. Say that again, Mike, where he's at.
West of Bolivar, so I would say there on maybe 32.
Yeah, he said, last we heard,
if he's
about a minute ago.
If he's west of Bolivar?
Yeah, he's on the outer road of 13 right there.
So he may be on 32. Did you say 32? Highway 32? Kind of heading west toward Fairplay?
He said west of Bolivar, but this looks like he's just off of 13 on the outer road with those apartments there, kind of by Bolivar Insulation, maybe. Just south of town.
We have positive changes on the stream, guys. We went from crackling mics to now the only crackling is Maggie Smith, or Maggie's knees when she stands on up. So we have changed in the right way. Things have progressed. Also, I am mad at Parker Pageant. This is the third or fourth time he's been like, "Man, I got lightning on my camera. Take my camera." I'm like, "Okay." I pull it up,
and there's nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
I think he's just. I think he's watching. He's probably laughing right now.
Like, he's working.
I'm going to get him again. I'm going to get him again.
But we can feel Maggie's pain right there. We agree with her on that with the knees. So,
guys, I always got to go to velocity. Got to look and make sure there's nothing hidden within these areas of showers to the west. I don't see anything. Things look pretty good right now. I do see a little bit, and this is going to be way up there in the storm up near Butler. Looks like a little bit of rotation right in here. That's going to be tracking that general direction north of Butler. So that's out of our area. Outside of that, I'm not seeing anything down the road till you get to northeast Oklahoma, and then you can see. And of course, we're looking. This is from Springfield. We're hitting this storm over. That would be near the Tulsa area. We're hitting it way up in the atmosphere, way up in the storm, but you can see the rotation on it.
I just heard from the National Weather Service. They expanded
the watch,
the tornado risk, the
Oh.
10% tornado risk. So I'm going to start to pull that up.
And what was that before that total risk percentage?
It was, they had a 10% chance before, but they expanded where that is
Where
a little
to?
bit further.
Okay.
They pulled it a little bit further east. And I think that's because they were seeing the storms in Oklahoma. And let's go getting it on the web for you guys. It takes a little second to pull that up. Me and Jamie are having a race because I can see Jamie's monitor and he can't see mine. And I beat him by like 5 seconds. But we're going to take your feed, Jamie. We'll go off of your feed of this.
Okay, so we'll go into the outlook, and this is the tornado. These are the tornado props. So what they did basically is they filled in the gap from the KC area all the way down to near Dallas. So initially what we had was that higher tornado risk into southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, and then there was a gap until you got to near north of KC. They went ahead and just the I-49 corridor, 10% tornado prob along that line.
Can you go to the categorical? I believe that's the term. The old avocado. There we go. So this is just the generic risk. It's pretty consistent with the message that we've been saying is we think areas that are to the west, closer to that I-49 corridor, better chance to see storms. And also I think it's great that we're looking at radar right now and we go, they're not here. If there was going to be a really bad storm today, if there was going to be a massive storm, I think now would be the time it would be forming. We don't see it right now. We're not seeing it. So this was the window we were most concerned about, is in that evening sunrise hour. It's quiet, so that is good. Now we can't say, hey, there's not going to be any more tornadoes. There's still a chance, obviously, if the second wave. But that is a big change in the right direction. And Jamie, we're just going full on your feed of this radar. And I know people have been asking about, is Springfield in the tornado risk?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very non-politician way to answer that. I appreciate that.
I'm not going to beat around the bush.
It's not a, well, I mean, there could be the conditions that will meet that will require Springfield. It's, the chief told it for you. Yes.
But what Matt's getting at is, like, look at this area of storms to our west right now. I mean, those are not there are individual embedded thunderstorms, but this is now a big, broad area of rain with some embedded thunderstorm activity. And what's good about that is now there's a lot of competition between the storms. That hopefully will help to keep some of that severe weather risk at bay. But there's still going to be embedded thunderstorms in that mass of rain and thunder to our west and northwest that will be severe, that will produce some hail and could produce tornadoes. I don't think right now, though, kind of looking at it, I think I don't see any tornado warned storms at this point now in Oklahoma or eastern Kansas or western Missouri. So, we're probably looking at a lull. I would guess that later tonight we're going to see some tornado warnings, but right now there are none within that line. Wow. And that's good news.
Jamie, if you can do something for me. Getting a lot of questions about, people. I'm just scrolling through. We got someone saying, hey, what's going on in Purdy? We got someone saying, what's going on in Lebanon? I got someone saying, what's going on in Osceola? Daniel's asking about Osceola. Someone's asking about, Kathleen's asking about Grove Springs. Someone's asking about Pineville. Someone's asking about, Michael's asking about Warsaw. Jen's asking about Lebanon. Brooks asking about Bolivar. Morgan, you're asking about Buffalo. Anytime people do this,
Well, I mean,
anytime people do this, I'm like, it's probably a good time for us to give a forecast of everyone because I can't name all the different towns. I'm trying to. Megan's asking about Raleigh. They're still coming in as I'm talking. Jamie, I got Max One pulled up. If you can on that computer, kind of remote into Max One, drive the car for us and kind of go through your forecast. If you have a future cast built out, let's kind of go through that and talk about what we're expect for the next few hours.
Okay, so just we'll start with the radar view right there. And on that radar view, you can see we've got severe warning storm to the west of Henry County, west of Clinton. That's going to track northeast. That's going to move north of Clinton. That one I did see a little bit of rotation with it higher up in the storm. Don't see anything that's low level. Looking in southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, no warnings until you get to southeast of Tulsa. So it looks like we've got a new warning right there southeast of Tulsa. That is a tornado warned storm. This area of thunderstorm activity, and we'll broaden that back out, that area of thunderstorm activity is going to gradually make its way into southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. There will be some severe weather with it as it moves through. I think we're going to see some hail. Now that the storms are starting to compete with one another, maybe the hailstones won't get as big as tennis ball size, but we could still see some storms that produce maybe a quarter to ping pong ball size.
We saw Carthage earlier.
Yeah, so that's going to be a possibility. And I do think that we are going to see a few of these storms be tornado warned as they move across our area. This is wave one. Now,
can you get a future cast for me, Jamie? Let's try to get the timing.
So I'll go down. I got to go down further. Actually, I'll go over here. Yeah, I'll pull up I got the old toolbar. It's like, I'm almost 50. And so my vision is not great. I refuse to wear glasses. So it's very hard to see on a small laptop screen what I'm actually looking at.
We're loading up the future cast.
So we're gonna.
Alan's asking about West Plains. Chris
there
is
we go.
About
so
there's Teresa's asking about Billings. We're gonna get that future cast.
There's future cast. Let me get that thing off right there.
There we go.
So there's future cast. We're looking at the whole area, so we can kind of cover everything. So that is 10 o'clock, a little after 10 o'clock. You can see how that gob of thunderstorms that's right now located from south of KC down in northeast Oklahoma near the Tulsa area. By 10 o'clock, that will have slid into southwest Missouri. The southwest flank of it's still going to be in northeast Oklahoma. Someone earlier was asking, are we going to see anything in Springfield by that point? It's possible. Once we get to midnight tonight, this is near 1 o'clock, actually. You can see that line is oriented from about the Lake of the Ozarks area down through Springfield into northwest Arkansas. So that lead area of thunderstorms, I think that's still going to be the main event, I think. That's where we're going to have probably the highest chance of hail, tornadoes, if we can get some line segments going, maybe some locally damaging wind gusts. And then you can see the squall line off to the west in southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. Again, that's 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's take you a little further in time. And as we get to, say, 3:30, closer to 4 o'clock, that lead line at that point should be in Dent County, Douglas County, down in the Harrison, Arkansas area. So at this point, a lot of areas are still untouched, like West Plains and Alton and Salem, Arkansas, maybe even Mountain Home, Arkansas. Hot on the heels of that first line of storms is that squall line along the cold front. At that point, it stretches from Warsaw back into northeast Oklahoma. Again, this is 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's take you through 4, 5, or 6 in the morning on Saturday. So that is about 5 o'clock. At that point, the first batch of storms, most of it has moved out. We've still got a severe weather threat on the cold front itself with the squall line, which at that point, again, 5 o'clock in the morning, is pushing across Miller, Marys County. It's pushing across the Springfield area, including Nixon, Ozark. It's pushing across Rogers, Arkansas. With that squall line, what we're expecting is a risk of maybe some locally damaging wind gusts, possibly some spotty hail, maybe up to quarter size, and can't rule out a brief spin-up type tornado, what we like to refer to as the old mesovort. And then by 6 o'clock in the morning, you can see at that point, I think Springfield's in the clear, Monette's in the clear, Warsaw's in the clear. Camdenton's in the clear. But folks out east, near and east of Highway 63, down in north central Arkansas, you've still got at least a limited severe weather risk. And then by 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, that squall line at that point is starting to clear those counties as well. And we're seeing the severe weather threat come to an end. Bottom line is, you saw the forecaster. That's from one of our models that we look at. It does a great job on timing. Sometimes it's a little slow. I would say the HER, which is what we just looked at, maybe about an hour slow. But it's going to be an overnight storm event. I mean, while it may be quiet right now, we're probably going to get into a period where we're dealing with tornado warnings sort of on and off.
Scroll that back to, I don't know, midnight, 11. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see right there is the two different waves and let's go midnight, Jamie, when it's kind of on top of Springfield. Now, this is a model. It can be wrong. Just because the model says it's going to be there at 12:17 doesn't mean it's going to be there at 12:17. But it gives you a good
general
estimates
idea
of around midnight.
Yeah.
This is where that first wave of thunderstorms is going to move in. And this is the blob that's over in Kansas and Oklahoma. That's what comes to Springfield around midnight. So if you're watching and you're from Billings or you're from West Plains or you're from Republic or from Ozark or Nixa or Sparta or Highlandville or gauge it off of that. And it's going to move. That's wave 1. And then kind of scroll it for me, Jamie. We can kind of see wave 2. That's what's in Kansas right now. I think the second wave isn't as scary to me, but it still has the potential of that spin-up mesivort tornado.
Yeah.
So there's the second wave. That comes in with the cold front. When you get that second wave to move in, you're done. Saturday's going to be a pretty nice day, especially compared to what we're having for today.
Yeah.
Sunday looks even nicer. Storm chances again on Tuesday.
So, what it looks like is we're not going to be able to give the all clear on severe weather in our area until maybe sunrise.
Wow. Long night.
And so this is an overnight severe weather event that we're going to have to keep tabs on. It's one where there are no warned storms in our area right now, but we're going to find them later tonight. And I think we're going to have a few tornado warned storms overnight tonight. That risk is there, and folks, they're probably going to be hitting the bed later this evening, and our advice to them is just make sure you have a way to receive an alert in case a warning comes in at 2 a.m.
Jacob Dye, one of our weather watchers. Should I stay up tonight, or can I go to bed? This is one of the things that you were just saying, Jamie. It's like you need a way to wake you up. Nighttime tornadoes statistically twice as deadly as daytime tornadoes
because you're not on guard.
And it's not because the big tornadoes come at night. It's people sleep. People don't take this seriously.
Just not aware of it. Yeah,
they don't have a way to stay safe. So, the model can change at any second. Well, not only do the models change, computer models are never wrong. They never call for 24 inches of snow and we get 6. They never ever do that. They are so good. They are spot on. A model has never ever gotten anything wrong ever. I don't know why you'd even insinuate that a model could get things wrong. That's the HER. That's one of the more we're going with that. We're showing it off because it's one of the more recent models that came out.
Because it kind of focuses on the short term, which is what we're focused on.
That model is we basically say, hey, we only want you to calculate 24 hours out. Don't worry about doing what's going to happen next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Work on tonight, and it focuses all its energy into that, and it typically does a little bit better on this. Where can you go for shelter? Oh my gosh, this is a great opportunity.
Where are you at? Usually we can give a list of that, but where are you located, Cheyenne?
Let me.
We've got a handy dandy list of that. I think we may have that online. I know we normally pop that up, but I'm not sure if it's on our tabs right now.
You looking for the severe weather playbook, Matt?
the playbook? Yeah, I should have brought it in. I type in shelter,
now.
and it's giving me cold shelters, and I don't think that's what you're hunting right now. Let's see. It's on the website. Here we go. I got it pulled up for you. Web capture. Oh, at the website of ozarksfirst.com. Ozarksfirst.com, your number one source for news, weather, sports, and all the information you want.
I
don't know, Cheyenne, where you're watching from, but we have it sorted by county. We got Greene County up, Berry County, Boone County, Baxter County, Cedar County, Christian County. So let me hit some of the big ones. At Ozark, you have both on Jackson. You have the OC. If you're in Ozark, you have the OTC also on Jacksonville. Nixa, I already heard from Zach Rance. He's an awesome guy that works with the public schools there. He let us know, hey, if things get bad, they will open up. It is Inman, Matthews, and then the junior high at Nixa. Those are the places you can turn to. And Christian County has not Christian County, rather Greene County has a lot. Kickapoo High School is probably a big one that people know. Hillcrest is another one that people know. And of course, some of these elementaries, the O'Reilly Family Center, those are some of the more popular ones that you can go to. So,
Matt, where are these located? Just so people, right now we're giving the information, but say like it's 2 hours from now and they have a need for a shelter. Where can they pull that up? Where do they need to go?
You just go to the weather tab and then, you
Right
go to
there.
the weather, Ozark
Right
Storm
there.
Shelters.
Okay, that's perfect.
So, written by Matt Hefner. Look at me go.
Who's that guy?
So,
He's big on hyperlinks.
Apparently so.
big on hyperlinks. Ozark Junior High. Someone said Ozark Junior High. That's not on my list, and I don't know if that has changed. If we need to update the list or not. But okay.
You guys were talking about cold shelter earlier, and I'm like, we're in a cold shelter right now.
Yes.
Coldest room in the building.
It is kind of chilly. I was wondering where my
Literally,
coat was. Yeah.
there are openings in the ceiling. Cold air is just funneled down.
Justin, I'm going to get to your question because I think you've asked like 5 versions of this question. You've been asking a lot about the sun being out and the impacts of that. A lot of times when we're going into tornado coverage and it's a sunny day before, people are like, oh, it's wonderful. This is great. They said it was going to be storms. And that is, if it's sunny and warm and humid, as a meteorologist, we start getting worried because the atmosphere is charging up energy.
Yeah.
It's priming. It's getting warmer. And a lot of times sunny, beautiful, humid days before a storm comes in, that's bad. That's not
what you
good.
The
don't
sun
need,
and the sunshine can play into the amount of instability, especially later in the spring as you get those really warm and humid days. You can get those really big high cape days, high instability days. But yes,
Cat
I
is
do.
watching.
Yes.
If we can get a pizza delivery in here, that would be
Space
awesome.
heater.
Well, I thought you were talking about the space heater.
Oh, you want a space heater?
yeah.
Oh, wait.
I can forego pizza for
Cat,
space.
I think we
actually,
need more than a space heater
Kat,
at
if
this
you're
point.
watching,
Yeah, it's-
if you go into the weather lab, there's going to be 4 filing cabinets. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second one on the left-hand side, the bottom drawer on the second filing cabinet, there's a blanket in there. If you get that for Jamie,
there's also
we can have him
there's a
cuddled
maroon
up.
hoodie. There's a maroon hoodie.
Oh,
I'll take the maroon hoodie.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not in that right now.
Well, it's because I came in after the television broadcast.
You guys can't see this. Let me pull up the camera room. All right, we got the wide shot. Right over there, right above Mike's head, there is an AC vent, and it just pours down the
20
whole time, cold
24/7.
air.
But
I'm surprised you guys can't hear it on the mic because it's just a constant.
I guarantee they'll come July or August. This is the room we're all going to want to be in. And
No,
crowding into.
what'll
Still be
happen
too
then?
cold.
What'll happen? No, it could be, or it could go the other way.
Well, that is true. Yeah.
You ever notice like when it warms up outside and then it's like, your heat's
flips
not
on
kicking
us.
on, the air's not kicking on, and it's just
True.
getting warm in the house, or cold in the house.
If people are wondering why we aren't digging into radar right now, things are quiet. You can also see my setup. I got a whole lot of things going on. I got 3 monitors. I got the OBS production. Got radar over here. I got my cell phone with more updates. I got my Uncrustable, and this was going to be dinner if it wasn't for.
Well, now you got your pizza.
for pizza.
You got your dessert.
But
you go.
all right, it's quiet on radar, right? That's why
it's
we're
pretty quiet.
waiting for the next wave.
Relatively
It's
quiet.
quiet.
Knocking on the door though, man. I mean, the storms are lined up along I-49
Let's,
down in northeast Oklahoma. So
Well, we've got our reporters out
There
there,
it
and they're
is.
asking where do we go. And so for the last hour or so, other than the ones that are way up north, we're just kind of watching and waiting on where to go.
So if you're on I-49, you're seeing it. I'd say the only place that it's spilled in past I-49 is over in Stockton. That's Cedar County. Cedar County, St. Clair County, Henry County. Ooh, severe thunderstorm warning. Just a little west of Clinton. That is, I got about a quarter-size hail on that. We're waiting for this big old blob that is, let me draw it in for the people that always ask all these questions. Here's that blob of thunderstorms, and it's going to very slowly get pulled this way. Very slowly. but it continues to move mostly off into the northeast.
And then on the southern end of that, I mean, you still have one tornado warned storm, and that's just east of the Tulsa area. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we had a knock at the door. Is this the delivery?
But
Hold
the
on.
pizza delivery person. Are you more excited about the pizza or the blanket?
Well, I'm.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's the blanket and the pizza.
Hey, Matt, remember to tip your.
I do not have money for the tip.
That's okay. This is free. It's on the news director, so you enjoy this.
Oh.
Here's your blanket, Jamie.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about.
Anyone need any? There's some free slices in there, so just message me if you need more. I don't
Okay.
know if y'all-
We weren't
Let's,
spaced so far apart, guys.
Oh, we got sausage. We got
The whole
sausage.
thing. We didn't give her a tip. Well, we know where she works. We can count her down.
I need to put the pizza. I have to get a workspace.
Matt, it's a rookie mistake, man.
Yeah.
You start eating. It's hard to talk.
We may have to smell that for a bit.
Yeah.
Everyone else is having a pizza party, so we get to join them in our own here. So
God. At least some people are enjoying the pizza party. Let's go to radar.
Matt, you can look at the pizza.
I think I'm going to eat the pizza, to be honest. That's why I'm like, hey, let's go to the radar image, and I'm not going to run off screen and put pizza in my mouth.
yeah, we won't see what you're doing behind the scenes here. Yeah.
All right. Let's, Jamie, I'm going to take control, take your feed, if you're
Okay.
fine with that.
Yeah.
So let's go over to your laptop feed.
Yeah, right now I'm just looking at this one storm that's in the Tulsa area. So you can see Broken Arrow, and you can see Tulsa to the northwest. And what I was doing is trying to zoom in. So this is like our quad panel. This allows us to see like different images that kind of play a role in like our decision making as to whether or not this thing's severe. Is it producing a tornado? Is it a tornado on the ground doing damage? And right now, you can see the circulation that's located here to the east southeast of Tulsa. That is the reason why there is a tornado warning on that storm, and that's going to continue to track off to the northeast. There are a bunch of chasers on it right now. I don't know that there's anything like on the ground. There's another product that we use. It's called correlation coefficient, and I'm kind of right now like that bottom right image right there. What we do is we kind of look at that to see whether or not there's a debris signature. That bottom right image is what we call correlation coefficient. So what it does is it senses different object sizes being detected by radar. So if you got a tornado on the ground, it's probably flinging up different objects of
debris,
different size, and so the radar is able to sense that, and then it gives you what we call a debris signature. And then if you correlate that with the velocity couplet, then you're like, okay, we got a tornado.
Put two and two
It's
together.
doing damage. Even if nobody sees the tornado, we can go ahead and say that that's a confirmed tornado. And right now, don't see a debris signature, but we do see a pretty healthy circulation, and that again is to the southeast of Tulsa. I'll go back to that bigger image right there, and that
goes
is
so far down.
Yeah, that's on that southwest flank. I mean, so we're looking out of the Tulsa radar. I'll put this in motion. This is probably about an hour long, maybe 45-minute long radar loop. And you can see this is just gradually making its way into southwest Missouri. And then the northern extension of that is already into western Missouri, extending up into the Warrensburg area. We got that one severe warned storm to the west-northwest of Clinton. That one's going to be tracking toward Warrensburg. In between, there's really not a lot going on. So this is, this is a lull. I mean, a lull, so to speak, because we did have one severe thunderstorm that we were tracking across southwest Missouri. And, of course, that one's since faded, but it did produce a little bit of hail over toward the Carthage area.
Yeah, I know Parker right now. He is in the Fairplay, Stockton area. That's really the only thing that you were talking about right there that we're seeing. And he's saying they're seeing some lightning off and on. They had some rain showers. I know we had somebody on the comment section asking about that a second ago, but that's really the most that we're seeing right now.
And that, when we get into these extended periods of like severe weather coverage, sometimes you're going to hit these lulls where you just don't have a lot going on locally. But that doesn't mean that we're done with severe weather. We really haven't gotten into the thick of it. The thick of it's coming later tonight, later this evening, as that area of storms to the west, western Missouri, northeast Oklahoma gradually makes its way in. So it's probably, even though it's not too busy right now, I mean, it's going to get busier overnight tonight. And this is why he's energizing right now. He's fueling up. He's
I'm trying to eat my
eating the
pizza.
carbs. He's getting the carbs.
I like how Eric said, I'm eating a PB&J, and it's like, this was about to be my dinner. This was about to be my dinner. But no, we got the pizza. We're doesn't that look appetizing?
What did you go for? Sausage?
If any local restaurant would like to sponsor this live stream, reach out to us at Ozarks First.
Does that mean we get to have a pizza party then every time there's a storm if they sponsor?
Hey
us?
guys, I think there's going to be another tornado coming.
right?
We gotta get more pizza coming. It looks really, really, really bad.
Gearing up for a pizza party on Tuesday? Is that what we're doing?
Oh my gosh, yeah, more storms. We have to go again. Let's.
I don't know if we can see Parker's live
Colin,
stream out there.
we
He
are
was talking.
using Radar Omega.
Yeah.
Radar Scope is good too. If you have Radar Scope, it's good. It's a way that you can see the product directly from the National Weather Service. I would not recommend this. My mom all the time asks, what weather app do you use? And I'm like, I use Radar Scope and Radar Omega. And she's like, that's the one I'm going to get. I'm like, don't. It's like it is not watered down at all.
Too technical.
You're getting direct radar product from the National Weather Service. If you want to know if it's going to rain or not, don't get this app unless you have some weather experience.
Now, Matt, we have our own weather app.
We do, and
Here
that
at Color
is
10 Fox 49.
If you want to
Ozarks
know
First Plus.
if it's going to rain tomorrow or if it's going to be 62 or 73, just get our weather app. We'll do it for you. So
If we wanted to plug, like, you're talking about like the different radar options that are out there online. What I like about Radar Omega is that the versatility of it. There's a lot of stuff that you can look at for a pretty low price. Also, I think for me, what sells it is the mapping, because a lot of times when you're watching severe weather and tracking severe weather, the mapping is critical. I mean, you need to see the detail of the map so that when you're talking about where a storm is, you've got a good array of roads that you can refer to, or
Over
maybe
on Farm Road 50.
maybe even like Radar Omega. Even it's kind of like a Google map where you can it'll show you other highlights,
Right down
like
to
local
it, yeah.
landmarks, like where the local Walmart is or where the local
That's important. Yeah.
Domino's is.
that
you know?
pizza is sausage and mushroom. I don't know who. I appreciate our news director, Mark, very much. I appreciate you for getting this pizza. I do not want to complain. Let's make sure it's very clear.
I feel like there's a
appreciate
butt
you doing
coming.
this.
What?
But sausage and mushroom?
Hey, you got your meat and your vegetable. Is mushroom a vegetable?
I
Is
fully get
mushroom is
supreme.
not a vegetable.
I fully get supreme, but sausage and mushroom. All right, I ranted.
Hey, you know what they say about
we're
looking a
Radar.
gift horse in the mouth, Matt?
I started. Hey,
And
I
beggars
started.
can't be choosers.
I started with said I appreciate you very much for doing this. You did not have to, but sausage and mushroom. Who has ever said sausage and mushroom is my favorite type of pizza? Anyways, severe thunderstorm warning. We're starting to get some more of these warnings to spill back up. It's the blob of thunderstorms in Kansas, Oklahoma, and for areas really north of Highway 54. This does not come with a tornado possible tag. We had a severe thunderstorm warning earlier that had a tornado possible tag. That was in the Carthage area. Guess what, Carthage? You guys are under another severe thunderstorm warning. I think the main threat with this is
Wind is what they're going with. I mean, they're going for three-quarter inch hail.
so that is not severe for hail. That is severe for wind. Let's flip over to velocity view. And Jamie, anytime you want, I can take your feed. But right now,
Yeah,
that's fast.
Well, and guess what? You zoom in on that. Zoom in on that. There is
You're looking
what
at
you have
you're
is a
looking at-
shear axis. You have a shear
Are
axis
you looking
there.
at this?
Yeah, you have a shear axis right there north of 126, south of 160.
I just thought I was going to eat pizza.
And yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. don't get too gummed up. We may have to start talking here, because what we're looking at is we're looking at a shear axis that could tighten up. Right now, it's very linear, but if we start seeing that thing focusing, then they may pop a tornado warning off on that. So I'm gonna head. Yeah, so you can see this is a radar loop, and you can see that there is.
Yep, let me take your feed.
Okay. So what I'm showing is in this radar loop, you can see that shear axis as it's moving past Pittsburgh, moving northeast. You can see there appears to be a bit of a couplet starting to show up. So that right there is what we're going to be watching real close. So as we get new scans in, Is that focusing? Is it intensifying? Because you've already got some pretty strong inbound winds. We're starting to see some stronger outbound winds right there. And if that starts to focus up, we're probably going to see a circulation, and we may see a tornado warning issued. And that is, let me go ahead and clear that out.
Well, Jamie, it's interesting talking about the wind. That's going to do more damage than, hail. We're getting our first power outage reports there in the Lamar area north of that. So I don't know when it might have happened. I mean, 35 customers without power right now. Not a whole lot, but that's the first we've seen all night.
3,500 without power.
And so that's going to probably, grow quite a bit as the night goes on. That's the first we're finally starting to see pop up.
Yeah.
And interesting, right, as we're seeing that wind event right there as it grows.
Yeah, there may be some. Yeah, I mean, I think the warning for winds up to 60 miles per hour, that looks good. I mean, based on what I'm seeing here on the velocity data, there's a pretty good surge of wind coming into areas southwest of Lamar and northwest of Carthage. Mm-hmm. It's not to I-49 yet, but Jasper, probably right now it's kind of Jasper into southern Barton County. That's pretty good surge of wind. And on the north side of that, where you can see my cursor, on the north side of that, that's that broad, maybe not quite a circulation, but it may be a developing circulation to the west of Lamar. And that's appears to be kind of tracking northeast as that surge is kind of making its way toward the Lamar area. So that's going to be, I think, our first area to really kind of keep an eye on, maybe for a tornado risk in our area.
Talking about the stream, I hear you guys' comments. You're saying the crackling is back.
Uh-oh.
I'm reaching out. We got Josh. Josh was the legend. He managed to fix it once. He can probably do it again. So stay patient with us. I hate that things are starting to get active again, and that's when these audio issues are starting to pop back up. Speaking of...
Yeah, so
I do want to check with the National Weather Service, try to get their take, see... I mean, they're watching the same thing, and they're saying this looks like damaging winds. They're very consistent with what you're saying, Jamie. Fast winds. They're not ready to issue a tornado warning on it, and I agree because it hasn't fully tightened up into a couplet into one place that we say right there that's a tornado. But it's fast winds. It's winds that can rival the speed of a tornado, and everyone always gets mad at Facebook whether it's straight line winds or a tornado. But this is what is just now starting to form. Let me zoom out a bit.
So yeah, just looking at radar imagery, I'm going to guess that we are getting some winds of 60 plus miles per hour. They're approaching Lamar from the southwest with that wind surge.
Let me see. Of course, it's in meters per second. Oh yeah, that's very helpful. Meters per
No,
second.
I know. So what you got to do on that is you just double it, and that'll give you knots.
Tell you what, Jamie, we won the Revolutionary War. I ain't going to use no meters per second.
Yeah. Metric what?
Man, yeah, that is starting to... Look at that shape. Bending back. That S shape. We always say that's a shape you don't want to see. That's a shape because you have fast winds are causing the structure to bow out. National Weather Service is going to... Let me see if I can get this update on screen. Going to go for tornado possible tag, rotation signal showing up southwest of Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a change. That polygon's going to change from a yellow polygon to an orange polygon. They're still seeing the same thing. They think, this may... Hey, we're watching. We got fast winds. It doesn't take much for this to tighten up, and we got something on our hands. We also have spotters into that area. So pizza party is...
I think you're gonna have to pause the pizza party. I think
scarf it down real quick.
Yeah.
I do want to stress, if there's a tornado warning, let's say there's a tornado warning right now. This is what we're going to do: is we have to break into TV coverage. That's what we're required to do. We're not required by the FCC to do what we're doing right now. So if there is a tornado that does occur, me and Jamie are going to be on Color 10. We're going to be on Fox 49. We're going to be on KOZL. And as soon as that tornado warning stops, we're going to stay here on the stream. The stream will stay up this whole time. The stream will continue with our tornado coverage feed. You guys can keep asking questions. I'll try to answer them. Be a little bit harder for me to answer the questions, but I will still monitor the Facebook comments. I'll still monitor CTV. I'll still try to answer your guys' questions. The stream will be up throughout this whole event, and Once those tornado warnings, if they fire up and then once they disappear, we'll come back and continue to
And
answer
Matt,
guys'
if you
questions.
want to change that from meters per second to miles per hour, so you're going to go into, there's a pull down that those 3 lines at the top left, hit that, and then you're going to go into radar settings.
Yeah,
and then you're
hold
gonna
on. We got someone being a little bit ornery in the comment section.
Uh-oh.
So, come on. Okay. Someone saying, should I be worried? And I mean, this is what we've been expecting and calling for most of the days.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's just been very quiet for most people.
Yeah.
It's been quiet in Springfield. It's been quiet in Branson. It's been quiet in Forsyth. And we have a lot of these crews out there not seeing much. And this is what we've been saying all day. This is the messaging that we've been having, is that chances of tornadoes to come in a little bit later. And we're just starting to see that now. As let me draw this back on. Here we go.
And you can see, like, okay, so what we're looking at on radar right now, too, I mean, you can see where the severe thunderstorm warning is. And notice the orientation. Looks a little weird, right? A little funky. I mean, it looks almost like a block. But that portion there that's in Barton County right there, that's now oriented kind of northwest, southeast, when you start seeing those kinds of signatures, you're looking at, like, a surge on the line. You're looking at wind energy in the atmosphere coming into that line of storms now and causing that portion to start surging northeast. And when you get that kind of setup, that's when you start looking for what we call mesovortices, these little bitty circulations that aren't supercellular, meaning you don't have rotation higher up in the thunderstorm, it's more low level, but they can still produce damaging winds, sometimes over 100 miles per hour. And you can get these weak tornadoes that you still have to be concerned about. So that's what we're looking at the potential for west of Lamar, is something trying to spin up quickly out of that. There's no tornado warning yet, but the severe thunderstorm warning that is in place does come with that caveat of a possible tornado. They're not yet ready to pull the trigger and upgrade this warning, but that possibility is on the table.
I want to respond to someone. There's people asking questions about Springfield. This is still expected to go into Springfield. I think there's some people that aren't clear on this. We're still expecting around midnight. Could be a little bit later than midnight, but this kind of wave of thunderstorms, let's make sure everyone's kind of on the same page with that. This kind of wave of thunderstorms generally going off to the northeast, but very slowly moving west to east as well. So it's very slowly getting pulled towards us. Latest models want to put that on top of Springfield around midnight. That's a good gauge for that. This is wave 1. Wave 2 is a little bit further back. Switch back to wave 2. Here's wave 2 with that second cold front. So we still have 2 chances to get impacted with thunderstorms. Here's the first wave. Here's this second wave that's back behind it. Both of these are moving. It's quiet in Springfield. We still have the opportunity for storms in Springfield. So I think some people are misinterpreting that. I just want to make sure that that message is clear. We think it's mostly the midnight hour for wave 1, and then wave 2 is going to be several hours behind that.
And I'm going to be curious, honestly, what kind of reports we get out of Lamar. I mean, that wind is getting into Lamar right now. It's moving in from the southwest. So we may start seeing some reports of power outages and wind damage in the Lamar area. Looks like there still is not a tight circulation, but it still looks like a broad circulation to the northwest of Lamar. And, you know, for folks that are watching from downstream, El Dorado Springs, Stockton, so we're talking maybe southwest St. Clair County, western Cedar County. Folks, be on guard. I mean, that circulation that we're watching now northwest of Lamar is heading in that general direction.
Can you zoom in on that, Jamie? We got your feed pulled up.
So yeah, here, I'll go ahead and draw it out too. So this is the circulation, and you can see it's tracking generally in this direction. So Jericho Springs up to El Dorado Springs, over towards Stockton, this whole area right here, just kind of beyond there are no warnings yet for your area, but that circulation is heading in that direction. And so what we're watching for right now is what we would call a shear axis. But what we're watching for is to see that thing tighten up. If it tightens up, I think the National Weather Service is probably going to go ahead and go with a tornado warning on it. They're just not there yet. And then further south, you can see you've got some pretty strong winds coming across I-49 into the Lamar area. I would guess in that 50 to 60 mile per hour range. I mean, when you see these blues, especially these darker blues, that's indicating winds. The radar is sensing wind speeds of around 60 miles per hour, and some of that wind energy is going to make it down to the surface. So Lamar down, not yet into the Carthage area, but that general direction down I-49. I mean, they're getting some strong winds right now, and that's going to continue to also spread east toward Milford and Newport and Golden City. But as for tornado risk, I'm going to be watching the northern edge of that most closely.
I know Parker stationed out near Stockton, and so you were mentioning some of that stuff will be heading up there from Lamar. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to get anything. I don't even know if he sees any lightning or anything right now, but they're just kind of hanging out there.
I think he's seeing lunch right now. Yeah. I think they're parked and getting something to eat.
They're having their own pizza party, I guess.
They're having their own pizza party.
Yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah. Finally, that kind of wall of thunderstorms getting a little bit closer to us. People are asking question. Oh, good report here. Kimberly, wind in Osceola, thunder and lightning. So I wonder if we have anyone watching who is closer to the Lamar area, Yeah.
Because in Osceola, I mean, they're well out ahead of the storm that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. There is a little line of showers, and maybe there's some lightning with it coming into Osceola right now. But we're not worried about that right now as being severe. It's further southwest down toward the Lamar area.
Man.
And I don't see anything on, looking at chat right now. I don't see anything yet.
We do have a couple people. Someone from the city of Lamar in chat is saying, "Hey, they're there. Winds are picking up," and I would believe it. Our radar is estimating 60. National Weather Service saying it may be as high as 70. Jamie, can you? I haven't flipped my thing to meters per second. Can you do that for me? Get a estimate on these winds.
I will. Yeah, I'll flip it back over to velocity. And let me, there we go.
What was this estimated?
So, yeah.
70.
So, yeah, you see that 72 mile. Now, keep in mind.
This isn't at the surface.
This isn't
a little
at the surface. This is higher off the ground. But some of that wind energy very might well be making it all the way down to the ground. So, we've probably got 60-plus mile per hour winds getting into Lamar right now.
What's your guess? I just saw the weather station at Lamar. I'll try to pull this up. What's your guess, Jamie? Is it 60?
I'd say 60, 65.
Pretty good. That's why you're the most accurate. 62.5.
Wow.
Let me. So that was the latest scan from the weather station in Lamar. 62.5 wind gusts. To put that in perspective, sometimes these numbers just sound muddled together. They just got another 63 wind gusts. That is roughly a weak tornado. Wow. That is roughly wind speeds of a weak tornado. It's coming more in a straight line rather than a little spinning couplet. Here we go. Let me get it on web for you guys. This button, and this button. We're looking at this number right here. Weather station at Lamar. Thank you, University of Missouri Extension Office, MIZ, baby. Wind gusts 62.5 miles per hour. That's what they just had at 8:20. It's 8:25 right now, so they should get another scan. I don't know.
So that's a severe. I mean, they got a severe wind gust. I mean, that warning verifies.
Yeah. And anytime, that's why I love this chat system that we have, because I don't think we have too many people watching from Lamar. It's nice when people are saying, "Hey, we're getting fast winds. I'm not seeing hail. Whole lot of rain. Whole lot of lightning." It's nice to get those reports.
Matt, right now, I think we might be looking at. There may be wind gusts now in the Lamar area that are approaching 70 miles per hour. Wow. Because radar right now is estimating wind speeds at that level that it's hitting at 80 miles per hour. So some of that wind energy is maybe making down to the ground. I think you could probably, sometimes you can trim off maybe say 10, 15 miles off of what the radar is sensing high up in the atmosphere, and that'll give you a pretty good idea of what the wind speeds are at the surface.
A lot of people asking about different locations right now. We'll talk about it in a second. We do want to focus on, we'll get a future cast for you guys in a second, but we're seeing 60 to 70. This is tornadic wind speeds into the Lamar area. We don't want to get off of this right now to give you a forecast about kind of what's not happening in your area, but here we go. There's those maps. Lamar fast wind speeds right now. They're probably getting the bulk of it. Let me flip this over to velocity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
right
is
over it, right over
Yeah.
Lamar.
About
Now, Matt, what's good is right now that shear axis north of Lamar, that area where you see the blues right next to the reds,
yeah.
it's basically very linear. So we're not seeing everything kind of
Yes.
focusing into a ball. So right now there's no evidence that we're seeing a tornado develop right there.
I mean,
But there are strong winds right there.
let me draw in that line of wind. So not quite yet to Golden City, not quite yet to Newport, not quite yet at Milford, but not long until it gets there. That's kind of the boundary. If you're on the left side of this blue line, you're getting the fast winds. If you're on the right side of it, buckle up. It's about to come in. New scan. You can see it progressing even further. And what Jamie's saying is we're looking at meteorologists where right now I'm trying to look into this area. I'm trying to look into this area. I'm looking at where opportunities that this can tighten. It can start to tighten. If you have fast winds that tighten, I think you know what our concern is. It would be a tornado. So we're not seeing that now. We're seeing
Yeah.
this broad and spread out. Think
Right now we're just
think
seeing-
of a figure skater, and whenever they get their arms together and they're very tight, they're spinning super, super fast. That's how you get the tornado. Right now we're seeing the figure skater with their arms out. We want it to stay that way. That's going to lessen the chance of a tornado.
Yeah, right now we're just seeing straight line winds in that area. And that wind surge is moving northeast. So it's moving in the direction of Milford, Newport, Jericho Springs. So that's going to be getting into Cedar County. As far as like, if Matt, are you on yours or mine?
I'm on mine. Let me flip to you.
So as far as like tornado potential, and again, right now we're not seeing anything that would indicate that there's a tornado imminently developing. But this, if I was to draw the area that I would watch, it'd be that area right there, that area northeast of Lamar, that area that's oriented northwest to southeast. That is where the wind energy in the atmosphere can interact with that axis of winds, and you can see, you could potentially see maybe a spin up. So that is also going to continue to kind of track toward the northeast, toward Montevideo, Jericho Springs, areas west and northwest of Stockton. But again, not seeing any imminent tornado development.
I mean, I want to flip it back to mine for a second. It's very easy to see where that wall of just 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Mike, if you can, just keep an eye on power outages. I think people
Yeah.
will be losing power from
Yeah,
this.
we're seeing them trickle in. I mean,
I
not
think this
huge
is going to be
numbers,
knocking
but
down
yeah.
power lines. This is going to be knocking down trees. This is going to be causing problems. So
Are you still looking at the OBS?
let me get a check on that, Jamie. I haven't looked at it in a sec. Let me go back up to camera on this. Guys, I know a lot of people, where comment section has devolved into craziness with people demanding we talk about what's going on at Branson, but we got tornadic wind speeds moving on. We'll get to that in just a second. The weather observations went down last scan at 25, went down to about 53 mile per hour. So
Okay.
I don't know where in Lamar this is. If it's on the west side of Lamar, it makes sense that winds are starting to die down. If it's on the east side of Lamar, winds are still probably at that 60 mile per hour range.
But a lot of times when you get these like straight line wind events, I mean, once the wind ramps up, and then it stays high, you keep getting these gusts for like 15, 20 minutes. A lot of times it's not just a quick gust and you're done. You were talking about Branson, just kind of showing the wide view.
People
Branson's
going crazy
quiet.
about Branson.
Well,
Come on.
Branson's quiet right now. I mean, there's nothing near or around Branson right now. And I think it's going to be a few more hours before Branson's going to be under the gun.
Can you change that over to reflectivity? Anytime we don't...
You're on yours.
I'm on mine.
Yeah.
Oh, that is why you can't. No, I'm on yours.
There we go.
No, I'm not.
Now you're on mine.
I'm on yours.
Now you're on mine. So yeah, if we kind of just focus in on Branson, you can see there's nothing cooking down there. We find some storms off to the west and southwest, but everything is tracking northeast. So it's going to take a little while to get this into the Branson area. A lot of this focus for thunderstorm activity in the short term is going to be up towards Sedalia and Bolivar and Jefferson City, and eventually it'll clip areas further south like Springfield. But I think it's going to be a while before it gets into Branson. It looks like we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. That is for that line that is surging now out of Barton County and should be making its way into southwestern Cedar County, and that's where the new warning is. Let's see what the warning is calling for.
Oh, click on that, Jamie.
70 mile per hour. So they're calling for winds up to 70 miles per hour. They do still have the tornado possible tag on it.
Tornado possible tag, winds of 70 miles per hour, damage threat considerable. National Weather Service putting a considerable tag on this. So I know before we were getting to joke, we're having pizza parties where we're laughing because we're like, we're waiting for something to happen. And then here it is. This is going to be causing people without power. If we keep these winds at 70 miles per hour, that will knock down some power lines.
Yeah.
That's going to cause a headache.
We're getting them rolling in.
The good and the bad, right? Good and bad. I'm going to keep your feet up, Jamie, but I'll talk with me on camera. Good and bad. Not seeing anything tornadic right now. That's good. The bad, widespread area of 60 to 70 miles per hour winds. So that is a widespread area where we're getting tornadic wind speeds. This is into Dade County. This is going to be moving into Stockton. This is going to move into El Dorado. This is what's eventually going to knock in. So if you're watching from Lamar, if you're watching from Jasper County, you guys are getting the worst of it right now, but give it time. It's going to move further off to the east. Most of this activity looks like it's going to be north of I-44 with these very fast winds. Now, I know we still have chances of tornadoes in Springfield. We still have chances of thunderstorms in Springfield. That's still possible, but I think that is a better chance to see it once we get closer to that midnight hour for us. We're just seeing this slow line of storms creep and crawl our way. So we still got a little bit of time before it will move in for us. Let me, Mike just stepped out. I think he's got to
I think
9 o'clock show.
Well, we got to get ready for we got to get ready for the 9 that's coming up here in 27 minutes. But you're taking the right tone here on this storm, man. I mean, straight line winds can still do a lot of damage. And in fact, you might even argue that straight line winds versus a weak tornado, straight line winds are probably worse because they're covering more ground. More people are impacted, and that's a broad area. Just kind of running the ruler down here. So from north to south on that line, a wind heading northeast, that's 28 miles. So you've got this 28-mile swath that's going to keep moving northeast up toward Cedar County.
We got fast wind speeds, and people are commenting about my tie is available for sale at TJ Maxx.
Is that a knock on you, Matt?
They're either saying it's a great tie. Men's Suit Mart is where I got this tie. Very nice guy. Anyways, yes, Michaela, you're on it. People are asking, what can we expect for the timing in Springfield? Midnight is a good benchmark. We'll see how that evolves. Models have been running. They want these storms to be faster than what has actually been happening. So don't get mad at me if it's a little after midnight because it has been tending to drag a bit. But I think that's a good benchmark for what you can expect in Springfield. And then for people in Springfield, probably that midnight hour to about sunrise. That's our opportunity to get these thunderstorms, to get the rain, the fast winds, the tornado chances. So that's our opportunity for that. It is really just for areas, the fast winds north of I-44. It's been pretty quiet. And then, of course, Jamie, as you're getting ready to go and do the TV show.
The TV thing?
That things start to pick up.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna.
I got your feed taken up. 1 sec. I got showing off your feed. Oh, you're doing power outage.
I'm
so
doing
perfect.
power outage. Yeah, let's take a look. Nothing right now. Nothing showing up on the old map. That's good news.
That is
surprising, but good news.
That doesn't seem.
You don't think that's accurate, huh?
No, because Mike was here earlier, and he was talking, and Mike said, I want to say 3,500 power outages. That was a couple hours ago.
I feel like we had it bookmarked.
Yeah.
Was that in your tab? Do you have one in your
I'll try to
tab?
pull it up. I'll try to type it in. Here we go.
There's different ways.
15,000 people without power in Oklahoma. About 1,000 in Missouri, but most of those aren't in our area. This system tends to lag behind a little bit, but I do want to stress we've been talking about these storm chances at that midnight hour. We've been talking about storm chances for Springfield at midnight. I know places north of I-44 are seeing it now, but good rule of thumb is if you are going to be going to bed, have a way to get some type of notifications. Do not rely on the sirens. There are times that the sirens don't go off. I don't want to call anyone out with this, but if you remember back to June 29th, that was a time that 40,000 people in Springfield lost power. A lot of people saw damage with that. A siren wasn't sounded. So you can't just have your only safety net being, well, when the siren comes, I'm going to get in that closet. If the siren don't come, I'm not going to get in the closet. Have some type of way that you can get notifications throughout the night. If there's a tornado warning issued in your area, have a way to get notified. If these wind speeds of 60, 70 miles per hour are on top of your town, you want to find a way to get notified, get out of bed, get into some type of way to stay safe. This is the start of spring, guys, which means it's going to be a long time. More opportunities. Tuesday's another chance of seeing more storms.
Yeah.
It's
I think that's
we got to
the
get
thing.
back into the swing of this.
Sorry, I was reading some emails. So, yeah, that's that's the thing that's notable about like what's going on right now, Matt. And it's a lot of times you're going to get some severe weather in early March. It'll be one round of it though, and then you're done for a little while. It really doesn't pick up to this intensity until you get into like mid-April, late April, May. So it's unusual to have like this much severe weather in a short period of time because we had the risk back on Wednesday night especially. And then we have tonight's risk, and then we're looking at another risk come Tuesday afternoon and overnight Tuesday night. The good news is it looks like we're going to see this severe weather, this active severe weather mode that we're in right now, kind of shut down for a while. So we just have to get to the other side of Tuesday of next week, and I think we're going to be able to get more of a breather, take a break from this active weather. It'll come with cooler weather, or at least more frequent bursts of colder weather, but I like to say it, colder weather keeps the severe weather away.
Apparently, my tie is $5.99 at TJ Maxx. If anyone is interested, thank you, Jordan.
Man, are you wearing a clip-on?
No. Here, look at this. Look at this. That is not a clip-on. That is not a clip-on. Okay, I have not buttoned my top button because I'm potentially going to do tornado coverage until 4 a.m. I'm like, you know what? Let's not do that. Josiah, why do you sound like a hillbilly when you say that? I am a hillbilly. My family are cattle farmers. We've been cattle farmers for about 200 years. I have to, on air, not slip up and let my Missouri Southern accent talk out sometimes. So sometimes I got to tighten that up. People excited about spring? This is the wave that goes back and forth, Jamie. We're getting. I do want to pull up radar as I say this, but we are transitioning away from the winter weather. Spring's getting closer. Storm chances are getting closer, and
Yeah.
those winds are fast.
It's been, and you know what? I was talking to my daughter the other night. It was a weird winter, where we had so much warm weather. We had that 2 weeks, especially 1 week, where it was about as bad as winter can offer up. But for most of the winter, it's just been these big surges of really warm weather. A lot of times coming with record highs. So it has been an odd winter, and I think a lot of folks are wondering, well, what does that mean for the spring? And it's hard to get a real good feel for how the spring is going to behave. A lot of times if you have warm weather early in spring, especially if you stay in a warm mode early in spring and it continues, your severe weather chances a lot of times kind of die down as you don't have as active a May because that big thermal gradient, that big difference in temperatures that really drives severe weather, it kind of shifts well off to your north. So you don't have that severe weather impact in May that you might typically expect. This spring, it's hard to get a good read on it because we're not done with cold weather. I think we're going to find some colder outbreaks of weather here as we get into the middle of March, and we may find more of that through the end of March. So
I want to show this off for, I know Kat's listening to our digital team. This may be something to keep an eye on.
that's an interesting comment you got right there.
Lamar is working on a brush fire from electric line snapping a tree. That is from the city of Lamar. Also, another update from the city of Lamar. We have one reported power outage I am aware of for a tree branch that has fell. So this is why I was getting frustrated when people are like, hey, why don't you forecast about Branson? Because it's like things are going down in Lamar right now. People are losing power. We have electrical wires that are getting snapped. If you get 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, that is what's going to cause damage. That is what's starting to move in. Reports of power outages. We have reports of a brush fire from some of these wires snapping and causing a fire spreading through. Sorry, I'm just trying to read through this chat, see if I'm missing anything else. But main report from staff is heavy rain. So that's interesting that outage reports coming in as well. So this is about pea-sized hail in the south city of Lamar. So this is the system that we've been talking about. We're seeing the hail. We're seeing winds 60 to 70 miles per hour. We're seeing people having electrical lines snapping. We apparently causing a brush fire. That's definitely worth checking on. Heavy rain in Oronogo is another report that I just got from the city of Lamar. This is it's picking up, Jamie.
Yeah, strong winds. Yeah, looking at radar right now, looks like the strong winds have moved into Jericho Springs. They are likely moving into Lockwood right now. If you're watching from Stockton, I think this surge of strong winds is going to get into your area before 9 o'clock. The strong winds haven't yet made it to Highway 39, but it's awful close. I think within the next 10 minutes, we're going to see those winds impacting Highway 39 south of Stockton.
Did you see that new severe thunderstorm warning? They just issued
No.
one. It's the one to the bottom.
Yeah, okay, I see it.
So
yeah.
you see that just got issued. That is for winds 60 miles per hour. So that's not quite the full blast that people are getting to the north.
Yeah. Well, it looks like looking at and this happens a lot of times is you'll get that initial surge, and as the surge continues, it starts to spread out. And as it spreads out, it gradually kind of loses intensity. I don't think that the wind speeds are as strong now as they were in Lamar, but I think we could still be getting some gusts maybe up to 55 to 60 miles per hour. But it does look like maybe that leading edge isn't quite as strong as it was 20 minutes ago. But and I also here's more good news, at least in the short term. I still see no evidence of any circulations trying to develop where I would think they would. That area that's getting into southwestern Cedar County right now, that's what I would watch for, something to try to spin up. And I don't see anything right now.
Yeah, it's quiet to the south of I-44. And Jamie, can you flip that to
Yeah, I'm going to go back
reflectivity
over to
for me?
radar. Yeah.
So I know this is a little bit easier for people to see. It's a wall of thunderstorms. I'm kind of using my there we go. Orientated like this, and it's going to slowly move further off into the east, slowly spill into the Springfield area. We've been saying midnight, and I don't know if that's going to hold up. It may be. I got to look a little bit on that because it is just barely
you can see
creeping
that.
to the east.
You can see that. Okay, so you got that surge going into southwestern Cedar County, but the southern flank of that is gradually spreading southeast. So we could see that portion of the line get into places like Ash Grove and Bolivar, and it might even get pretty close to Springfield. I mean, we're still 15 minutes out from 9 o'clock. So maybe by say 10:30 to 11 o'clock, we could have some rain here in the Springfield area.
Well,
Yeah.
the fast winds are what we don't want to see, the 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Once again, in Lamar, we're hearing reports of power lines getting snapped. Obviously, people are without power because of that. We've heard a report of a power line snapping, causing a brush fire in Lamar. You have a brush fire with this amount of rain, that is remarkable. So that is what we've been hearing from the city of Lamar. This is that line of thunderstorms that's starting to get closer, and this is the first wave. We're still expecting another wave to move back in. I don't think wave 2 is going to be as strong as wave 1. If you told me I had to pick which one is going to be producing more damage, I'll take the wave 1 that's producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. But, Jamie, I want to also not lose sight of the fact that you got to be on TV in 15 minutes. So I don't want you to walk in and on TV and just be like, well,
it's not like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, but when I do leave, Matt, I may try to see if somebody can join you up here.
Oh, you don't want? Yeah, if you leave me up here, I'm going to get bullied. People are going to make fun of my TJ Maxx $4.99 tie.
You remember when we had the snow coverage, Matt, and they were going after my blue tie, and I was like, man, this is a good blue tie. It's like this is a good blue tie with this suit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Amy, I am not single.
Uh-oh.
All right. You see these polygons that are being issued by the National Weather Service? My girlfriend is actually the meteorologist at the National Weather Service. She's the one that she's the one that gets to decide if there's a tornado or not. So
save. That's a good save right there, Matt.
hey, I mean,
Good for you.
look at me. Hey, so if Amy, if there is a tornado and you get mad, you can blame her. She's the one that's going to issue the tornado warnings for tonight. She's been issuing these severe thunderstorm warnings. She's also kind of giving me insight where she's like, I don't think we're going to do a tornado warning this. And I'm like, okay, I don't think you should either. So that is fun. I don't know what else to say. Here, let's go to camera, both of us. I do want to, man, these winds are fast, Jamie. You know, it's...
Yeah. No, I mean the straight line winds are still. They're not to Stockton yet, but I say in about 10 more minutes. I think before 9 o'clock, those winds are going to pick up in the Stockton area. Down toward Greenfield, I'd say maybe the next 5 to 10 minutes, the winds are going to pick up. Looking at this loop, though, Matt, you can see that the intensity of the winds has somewhat subsided. They're still strong. We still could be looking at gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour, but they're not the same level that what came across the Lamar area a little while ago. And still no evidence, no sign of a circulation trying to develop. I'll stop this.
You said it before I could. That's what I was about to say. I'm looking at that. I'm not seeing anything that screams tornado here.
Yeah.
So
if we were going to
there are places to look, but
if we were going to see anything on this line right here that's surging northeast, that area that's circled in blue, that would be the portion that I would watch for something to try to spin up, and we don't see any evidence of that.
I'm showing your comment off the screen. You're saying nothing yet in Greenfield. Please, if you can, look at this. James, can you zoom in on Greenfield for me, or I can flip it to where I have control of Radar Mega. A little back. I want to show the line. She's saying, hey, there's nothing in Greenfield right now, but it ain't far away.
No, it's not.
It is not far away. We're talking minutes.
That gust front's about 2 miles to the west.
It is minutes away from Greenfield. So I think the worst of the storm for you is what you're about to get in a couple minutes. If you can, we got eyes on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. We got a live reporter over in Greenfield. Let me know how this changes for you, if this evolves.
Because we can look at radar and we can kind of guesstimate based on what we see on radar, but I mean, we need people to say what they see so that we have like that ground truth.
I'm still getting bullied. This is not a clip-on tie. Look at this. Look at that. See that? There's no clip.
I tied that tie earlier today for Matt.
No, you did not.
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't. Matt can tie his own ties.
There's no dimple. All right. When Jamie ties a tie, he puts a dimple in it. And I don't do that because it makes me feel like a used car salesman to have a dimple in my tie and be like, look at my
this.
Yeah, I don't like the dimple.
I like the dimple.
I'm not a dimple guy. It makes me feel like I'm going to try to sell you a used car at a 10% interest rate.
Do I look like I'm going to sell you a used car?
That is not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying, Jamie. Hold on now. You need to trying to get me in trouble.
Matt, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah,
pretty shortly.
We will try to take some of your feeds whenever you do weather. So I'm just going to get bullied by the comment section now. This is the worst part.
Still don't see anything else out there that I'm overly concerned about, which is good. So I think we're kind of okay there. Still looking at a tornado warned storm down in northeast Oklahoma. That's that, kind of we like to call them like tail end Charlies. It's southwest flank of this whole line of storms. Those are going to be the storms that probably have the best chance of producing severe weather.
My girlfriend tied it. Hey, let me tie your tie before you go to work, honey.
Did your girlfriend
thank you.
tie it?
No,
Oh.
I haven't seen her in a while. For the people that are watching in the room, Mike Landis was here. Mike Landis is now going to
do TV.
Other things in the world are happening besides weather. I think updates on the Middle East, what's been going on there. That's going to be a big kind of lead story for tonight, along with the chief, Jamie, obviously going to be doing some more forecasting. What I'm about to say is this big room that I have, it's going to be just me and a box of pizza very soon. So you're welcome to stay around and to hang on out. But
I'm gonna go. If I see anybody on the way down to the studio, I'm going to tell them to come up here, man.
No, don't leave me.
All right, man.
Bring Kat back. Tell them we got pizza and a blanket. They can come party and hang out. Here, let me turn these mics off. All right, guys, it's just me. Now that the boss has left, we can have a little bit of fun. By that, I mean do some radar analysis, which I think is the one thing that everyone really wants to do right now. My mom wants to know how you own so many ties. Believe it or not, all right, some people were giving me flack about the difference between a $5 and $50 tie. I'm not going to lie. When I started this job, I went to Goodwill, and I got some really, really, really nice ties for about $199. Because most people are not a weatherman that have to wear a tie every day. Most people, let's actually get my tie straightened. Most people wear a tie for a wedding and a funeral. They wear it twice and never wear it again. So you're getting basically brand new ties. But since then, I have adapted my wardrobe. I have grown a little bit. And, oh, Abby. It's good to see you, Abby. I haven't heard from you once. She used to work here for a while. Good to see you, Abby. All right. I'm going to be staying with you. Jamie has left. Jamie is going to go do the TV coverage. I am watching on this side monitor, and I can see whenever Jamie goes live on KOZL and Fox 49. That's where he's about to be live on TV. We'll take his feed so he can continue to give us some weather information. In that time, I'll answer your guys' question. I know people were getting all angry and frustrated that, hey, you guys aren't talking about Branson. I'll try to do a better job answering some of your guys' questions. I'll continue to look at what we're seeing at radar. So we will keep doing that while giving you guys weather information. And then if it does come to the point where, hey, we got a tornado warning, I'm going to have to join Jamie Warner into the OBS desk, or not the OBS desk, rather the weather lab. And we got to do coverage on that. So our goal is, this is something we really want to do for this spring, is we want to be with you guys before a storm, during a storm, after a storm, throughout that whole process. Because sometimes we get frustrated where the only time we're live is when we're breaking into Family Feud and people get a little bit mad at us and you're like, hey, I didn't know that a storm was coming until I heard the sirens. So that's a way that we can kind of still be back providing you guys weather coverage. We want to be here throughout the life cycle of the show. That's also why we started, I think, at 5 p.m. when there was really nothing because, well, we had to warn people that this was going to happen. What I'm seeing right now, let's not lose sight of this. I think, Justin, great question. You're asking, so what do I think of the wind speed? I'm also keeping an eye on the climate section of the viewer we had. I believe her name was Kara from Greenfield. I'm hoping she can give us another report of what actually blew through her town. But we just had wind speeds of 60 to 70 miles per hour in Lamar. Hearing from the city of Lamar, they said that snapped power lines. That caused people without power. That caused a brush fire. The fast winds snapped a line in half. That started whipping around. Now they had a fire they had to put out in Lamar. That is that 60 to 70 mile per hour winds that is continuing to move. It's in this Boeing line segment. There, let me make the pin a little bit bigger for you guys. I know some people are like me and don't have the best eyesight. There is where it is. So Stockton and Greenfield, you guys are up next. You guys are the ones that are having the fun time. And let's get an estimate on those winds. I think Justin, you were the guy that were asking about those winds. And it looks to me like this has, I don't want to say died down because it's still fast. It's still very impactful, but it's not as strong as what it was. So, of course, I got this in meters per second. I think 20 meters per second is about 45 miles per hour. 26 meters per second, I think that's about 50, maybe 55 miles per hour on the wind speed. So, of course, I got it in the non-freedom units. That's why it's a little bit confusing. But the fast winds right now, the places we're looking, it's over in Greenfield, over in South Greenfield. That's where this line of winds are moving in. Not quite into Dadeville. Not quite there. Moving up, about to get into Stockton, if you're watching from Stockton. And along Highway 54, winds just moved past El Dorado. So, National Weather Service still going with a tornado possible tag. Oh, yes. Yes. Kara, this is our person that was from Dadeville. And I wonder if I can scroll up and get her old message and we can show kind of how this has changed. This is why I love doing this chat, guys, because I can see how things progress. Here we go. So this was her comment at 8:47. This was her comment, 7 minutes ago? And we said, sit tight. It's about to get real fun for you. And then she responded by saying, it's here. Winds are howling over in Dadeville. and she's getting those winds, I would guess 50 to 60. So it's a little bit down from the 60 to 7 that was in Lamar. That's still enough to be impactful. That's still enough that's providing really fast winds. I do want to start getting things set up. I want to answer some of your guys' questions. Can I do an hour projection? We'll do this. Jamie is about to be on TV in, I think, 3 minutes, giving a forecast. If he does not, we're going to take the feed of that. We're going to show what Jamie's about to do. If he does not do an hour projection in 3 minutes, I will do one afterwards. All right, I don't want to do one, then Jamie does one, and then you're like, well, Matt said 9:15 and Jamie said 9:30, so you guys are now butting heads. We'll see if Jamie does that in a couple minutes. If he does, we'll take the feed of that. We'll show that off. If he doesn't do that on TV, I will get the graphics and I will show that off for you. I do want to start to get things set up for showing that off on TV. Let's go get that all set up. So all I have to do is hit one button. Well, the World Baseball Classic. Looks like we got a baseball game on Fox, so we're not going to be on Fox until this game ends. We're going to be on Cosel soon. All right. How high are the winds going to get in Republic? The winds right now aren't too bad in Republic. It looks pretty normal. I want to answer this because I always know Samuel. Bud, you're just like our other weather watcher, Kara. This is Stockton. You're on that line of the fast winds that's moving it. Not going to be the worst for you. I think you're looking maybe 30 to 40 miles per hour. People in Dadeville and Greenville were looking at winds about 50 to 60. So you're about to feel that in Stockton. You're the one that's kind of up next to get a little bit faster winds. So stay with us with this. And right now, National Weather Service has warned this for a severe thunderstorm, could produce some hail. We're not too concerned about hail, but yeah, you could get some pea to marble-sized hail. They are saying winds to 60 miles per hour, and that comes with a considerable tag. So that can do a lot of damages. Man, I just got an update from my good old weather watcher friend, Subby. I want to show this off. I want to give Subby some love. Let me show Subby some love. Subby, where'd your comment go? Here we go. Jim Sublette, he's from Henry County. If there's people watching from Henry County, he kind of does like what we're doing now is anytime there's bad storms, he's going to live stream and give you guys information. He's definitely worth a look on YouTube. Just type in Subby or Jim Sublette. That should get you to there. He said there's a storm chaser with our group, just called in a semi on its side on I-44 just north of Lamar. That makes sense. That's the area that had winds about 60, 70 miles per hour. I heard of power outages. I've heard of brush fires from electrical wires snapping. And now it sounds like that has flipped a semi over. And you know what? I need to tell our team semi flipped over in Lamar. Semi flipped over on I-49 just north of Lamar. Maybe we're going to be able to get Parker Pageant there. And what time is it? 8:59. Oh, zooming in on my face. Yeah. Kimberly's saying Subby's good to watch too. Subby is good to watch. He tends to focus on Henry County, but he does an excellent job with that. Man, we got some really good live shots. Let me show this off. This is Parker Pageant. And last I heard, he was going to be southbound on 39, trying to get to the south and then go west. There's a storm tracker in the live drive. Also, I want to see if we can try to get Jamie. Let's see if we can get Jamie. Is he going to be up? Maybe a black screen. Of course. And what about this? Is he going to be up? Nope. We're getting the Baseball Classic. Unfortunately, I can't pull up Jamie's feed. So whoever I promised we're going to do an hour-by-hour forecast, I'll start working on that right now. But want to show off the shot that Parker's getting in the storm tracker. That is just awesome. He has been on this for most of the day. Look at the heavy rain. I believe it's in the Lamar area. It is just pouring. Oh my. Wow. Wow. Look at that lightning, guys. Let's see if we can get sound.
Copy. What? if there's a highway coming up, actually no, we should be fine. Just take this a little slow.
Man, I can't tell if there's hail. Kind of looks like it. There is hail there. We're gonna save Parker's
Come on, Jamie.
feed. Look at that flag too. The flag is just completely horizontal.
Where are you going?
This is such an incredible shot. As I say this, I'm going to work on a future cast for you guys. Parker should report pretty soon.
Come on, Jamie.
Apparently, Jamie's talking a little too long. Your hair looks great, Parker. Looks incredible. Great mustache. Man, that is incredible lightning. We'll get his report here, then we'll do a future cast. I still think the storms for midnight in Springfield, that's a good benchmark. May see some rain before that. I still think that's a good kind of point to
Are you seeing any more debris in the road?
to aim. He did mention, are you seeing any more debris in the road? I guess that means he's already seen some debris. Man, this shot is awesome. All right, Parker, you look great, but not as good as the weather outside. Flip the camera back. Oh, here we go. He's about to start
right
talking.
Now we're actually getting out of the city limits of Stockton, heading south in Cedar County. This is what it looks like for us in the front. As we were driving through Stockton, we were seeing some small debris in the roadway. No massive damages at this time. This is what it looks like behind us. You can see just giant bolts of lighting just illuminating the sky as this rain is coming down. This actually really picked up in the last 15 minutes or so. We were kind of in the heart of Stockton about, I want to say 15-20 minutes ago, when it was quiet. There was no rain whatsoever, but this is how quickly this storm has moved into the area. So we're going to try to get south of this storm, possibly follow it to the northeast part of Cedar County, possibly into Polk County. But you can just see how much lightning is in the skies that's accompanying this storm. But we're going to continue to follow this in the storm tracker. Mike, back to you.
All right, I'm going to pull Parker down. I never know what he's going to say. There's a good chance that he may start cussing or something. But hey, that sounded, I believe it was Stockton. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that was in Stockton where his shot was. And Doreen is also in another shot. We're going to go out to Doreen right now, too.
Afternoon, spawning several tornadoes and leaving behind a path of damage in Three Rivers and the community of Union City. Now, in this video right here, you can see houses torn apart, roofs and walls ripped away.
You guys are hearing
strong winds, leaving a lot of folks
Mike Landis in the background.
to take cover before the storm hit. She said, "Mom, look, there's a roof."
Doesn't look to be as active where Doreen is. And last I heard, she was in, I want to say, Kimberling City. I should be able to. They're in Monette. So what you're seeing right now is Monette, light rain, big change. Really not a whole lot of flashes of lightning. You compare that to what Parker was seeing. I'm going to flip this back to Parker's shot. This is Stockton area. And especially when he had that camera pointed backwards. I wish I could almost yell at him. There's that good lightning flash. This is Stockton, okay? So, yep, Stockton. Yep, Stockton is where Parker's at right now. It's a good shot. It really is. Lightning is moving in. We had a watcher in Stockton that was giving us updates on this. I do want to say it looks like the worst of it right now is pushing out of Stockton. The worst of it is moving out of this area. If you're watching from Stockton, this is wave one, and wave one is starting to come to a close. So, good report. Robert Hall, they don't have streetlights in Monette. I'm assuming you're saying they do have streetlights. The streetlights just don't have power. So let's check the power outages, because last time we checked, it said essentially no one has lost power. And then since then, I've heard reports of people without power in Lamar, reports of people without power in Monette. I imagine people without power in Stockton, and the website is lagging behind. It tends to do that. Okay, I want to give the future cast. There were some people, they're patiently waiting for me on a future cast. I need to go back to this weather computer. Here we go. Here is, let me flip this for you. This model is doing okay. All right, let's understand that before we get into it. This model isn't 1 for 1. This model, it's at 9 o'clock. Let me back it up. This is model saying, hey, this is what's going to happen at 9 o'clock, and it's not accurate. All right, so it's not initializing properly. We're asking the model, hey, what's going to happen at 9, and it's already wrong. It's already getting this time wrong. So take that with a grain of salt, but I do think it's handling the timing all right. And it wants to put out that Boeing line of winds. You see that over in Springfield. You see that in north of Springfield in Dallas County. That's also reaching into parts of Camden County. This is right around midnight, and this is what we keep saying. Midnight is that good benchmark for Springfield. Maybe a half hour earlier, maybe a half hour late, but midnight continues to be that benchmark. And I think the fast winds are going to continue to be areas just north of Springfield. So if you're watching in, let's say, Buffalo, Bolivar, Hermitage, Camdenton, I think those are areas I'd be a little bit more concerned as we can continue to get these fast winds. And this is just wave 1, right? I got this paused at midnight right there. Now we're going to go on, and this is at a little past midnight. You see that line of storms that's moving in. By the time we're getting to 2 a.m., everyone should at least see some type of rain. Oh, this is good. Linda, I'm assuming you're saying there is power in Stockton, if I'm hearing you right. I think you're saying there is power in Stockton. Monette does not own streetlights. Okay. Yeah, someone said Monette doesn't have the saying they don't have streetlights in Monette. Okay. So this is the future cast. Around 2 o'clock, I think everyone should see at least something, and we're kind of seeing the end of wave 1. Wave 1 is starting to ramp up. Wave 2 is that second line that's producing the thunderstorms in Clinton, Warsaw, Nevada, Stockton, and Joplin. That's wave 2, and that's going to hit us again, and wave 2 will wrap up, I'd say, maybe sunrise, probably before sunrise. So that's the future cast, and if you're not seeing the rain now, be a little bit patient as the second wave is going to bring more rain to people. I don't think it's going to be as strong as the first wave, but it still has a chance of tornadoes. It still has a opportunity where I can't say, all right, let your guard down, you're going to be just fine. It's something that we need to continue to track, and I think if wave 2 produces tornadoes, it's going to be those very quick spin-ups. They form very quick, they go down very quick. Form quick, down quick, up quick, down quick. That's wave 2. My mic is peaking. Thank you. That should be better. Who said that? Thank you. My mic was peaking. Thank you for calling that out. Hopefully that's a little bit better. If it's still fuzzy, we've been having problems with audio getting fuzzy all night long. If it's still bad after that, I think I tweaked it, but if it's not, let me know. Then I'll reach out to our engineers. Oh man, that voice crack. I've been talking for a really, really long time, guys. I need to get some water. Okay, want to answer something else. Is the tornado threat still low or moderate? I would say if you are west of Highway 65, it's a moderate threat. Storm Prediction Center said about 10% chance. I think that's a fair number. If you're east of Highway 65, I'd say that your tornado chance is a little bit lower. But 10% for a tornado, 10 to 20% for a tornado, yeah, that's worth talking about. That's worth stressing. And what happened over in Lamar is they didn't get a tornado, but they got fast winds that moved in 60, 70 miles per hour, caused a whole lot of problems. Still sounding fuzzy. Yeah, we've been having that problem all night. This is the first time that we've really kind of live streamed in. Okay, Megan's saying it's better now. Megan's saying we're doing better. I do want to talk about radar here. And the big thing is if you're watching from Stockton, wave 1 pretty much ended for you. You're still going to be getting rain. Let's go to Parker's live drive because he was in the Stockton area a little bit earlier. That is this one, and there it is. So he was in the Stockton area. You're seeing the rain hit the windshield. I don't think there's hail with this. I haven't heard a report of hail. If anyone's watching from Stockton, let me know. Did you get any hail with this? Because I haven't heard a report yet. I also haven't heard, any reports of flooding. If those two things are happening, let me know. Okay? I do want to address this. Whitney, you're saying, I get really bad anxiety when there's a tornado. So does my kids. I got a little bit frustrated earlier today because the governor issued a state of emergency for this tornado. I don't think it warranted it. This is just, we're getting to springtime. And guys, when you get into the spring, and you get some warm weather, and you mix it with some cold weather, and you have some moisture, that's an opportunity for some tornadoes. That's what we had for today. Today does not look like a tornado outbreak. Today does not look like a massive, terrible, oh my gosh, it's going to be another Joplin. It looks nothing like that. We may see a weak, brief spin-up tornado, but generally, this isn't anything that we can't handle. We're back to Parker Shot. I don't know which bridge he's on. I wish we had Mike Landis in here, because if he was here, he would be able to tell me, oh, yep, that is this bridge. They're driving on this direction, and they're at this mile marker, and you're about to come up to a gas station that's worked by Mary Sue, and she's a lovely lady. You need to stop and get some sweet tea. I don't have that type of ball knowledge over in Stockton to go that in depth. I assume this is Stockton Lake they're driving over, but I could be wrong. If anyone knows, we can try to get our guesses in. Oh, here we go. Actually, I would guess that this is 215 to Bonna. That is my guess. I only know because Parker just texted me. He told me. You're seeing the rain very consistent. Wow, look at that lightning strike. Cloud to ground lightning strike. Crackling seems to be coming back. I don't know. I did what I could to fix it. Every once in a while, this is coming with those big booms of lightning. Those big flashes that we're moving in. Okay, Parker said he is crossing Stockton Lake. Okay, so I was right on that. He's crossing Stockton Lake, and looks like he's just gotten to the other side. Being a Joplin survivor, I was upset about seeing the state of emergency. It was really confusing. I lived in Ozark at the time that, I won't take your comment down because it's blocking the road, but I lived in Ozark in 2011 when we had that tornado, and so I have seen the damage. I remember taking shelter from the Joplin tornado that day. I remember doing that, and I don't think this is going to warrant a state of emergency. I hope it doesn't warrant a state of emergency. I'm not seeing anything right now that would make me scream. This is a really, 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 really bad situation. This is springtime, guys. Thunderstorms, fast winds, tornado chances. So it's been a while since we've seen that. I think maybe the logic behind it was this is kind of the first decent tornado chance we've had in about 9 months, and you kind of want to wake people up to, hey, something's going on today, pay attention. I do want to dive in on radar. I keep getting distracted in a second, and as I say that, I got distracted again because I just got a message from our engineer. The audio problem is with, it's about the audio problem. Good. Talking to my engineer, he's trying to fix the audio issue for me. This is so sad, guys. Let me go back to the white shot. We started at 5 o'clock. I had Mike Landis in that chair over there. I had Jamie Warner back there in that chair. They have left me. It is now just Matt Hefner with you guys into the OBS studio, and we're trying to watch out for storm coverage. We're trying to watch out for tornado chances, and it's starting to pick back up right now. We're having audio issues. It's just me in here. I'm trying to look at the forecast, trying to give you a little bit of audio issues. My engineer has reached out to me, and we're going to try to work on that. I may have to take a break and shut OBS. He says he could fix it, but we would have to turn down the stream and go on a break. And is it really that bad? Comment section, how bad is my voice? Give me a okay, or give me a, hey, we got to restart this thing. I'm gonna go off of it, and Abby, of course, is calling me a robot. I do want to say, in my robot voice, tornado warning in Oklahoma. This is getting very close to spilling across the state line into parts of McDonald County, into parts of Benton County. This was previously an observed tornado. Bad, very bad. Bad. Ugh. All right. We're going to go to break. We're going to get this audio issue fixed. We will come back, okay? Yeah, people are saying it's pretty bad. Okay. I'm going to go to break. We're going to get this audio issue fixed. We're going to come back. It looks like things are about to get more active for us as well. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere. We're going to fix this. We're going to continue and keep providing you guys coverage. If you want, Jamie's going to have continued coverage. He's doing his forecast right now on TV. No, I got enough people saying it's fine. Well, I think we had plenty of people. Oh, my engineer just said, don't stop the stream. Okay. We'd have to switch to PCR or something for a bit. Okay. I am going to switch to Parker's shot. We're going to see if he can fix it for a second. One sec, guys. You're going to be without me for a second. You have each other in chat. You have each other. You don't have me in my robot voice.